You are What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Sarlacc Digest, a podcast bringing line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 301, being recorded on April 2nd, 2025. I am your host, Darth Moocher. I've got Scott Solo here.
What's up, nerds?
Grand Admiral Franz is here.
Hi.
always hitting us with that energy
Enthusiasm.
level.
Enthusiasm.
I used to be that one. I calmed down.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting all crazy.
But this is excited. No, this is his excited voice. Like,
Yeah, okay.
when there's content,
let me work into it.
yeah. It's a build-up, definitely.
Jesus.
Ernie, the Fallen Fett, should be joining us very shortly. He's back on schedule, celebrating those 500.
I was just
got
gonna
to
say.
do it. You got
Gotta
to
do
do it. Why not? If you hit that milestone, then you tell people.
He'll be at 5 million one day, and we'll still be saying it's 500.
100%, dude. 100%. So when he comes in, we'll just pick it right back up, when and keep the conversation going. Oh wow, what a awesome day that it turned out to be. But before we get into all that stuff for Star Wars, Scott, our Shadow Council, and everybody who's being digested in the pit, man, they need their props right now.
They really do. Hey, welcome back, everybody, especially to these fine folk right here. The Shadow Council. Without these folks, we would not be able to do what it is that we do. And that would be AJ from the Forbidden Panel, Brandon and Anya Epler, Brian C., Cliff, Commander Bly, Commander. Oh, wait, I was supposed to do each one of these in a different voice. Crap, I forgot about that.
Next
Commander Cook, Crystal E., Don the Dad Dorn, Eric Grubb, Gavin Connor from the Holy Hour All Cura podcast, Obi-Sean Kenobi, Justin the Vanilla Thunder, Mervine Bolanos, Matt Logic, Muftak is back, Nicholas Schaefer, and Ryan with the Star Joe's podcast. So if you want to join the Shadow Council, just scan that QR code right there or go to patreon.com/Sarlacc Digest podcast. Gotta breathe. Gotta remember to breathe in between all these words and sign up right there. Every dime goes right back into the production of this show and all of the accoutrement that goes with it, including shipping costs to send out the last off prizes.
That's right.
You gentlemen, that would be Stu John Jedi and Howlrunner Base. Your prizes are in the mail. They might already be in your hands. I don't know.
Congrats.
But congratulations. Yes. They are on the way. Oh, man.
We need Bly to come up with another competition, and then we'll run with it, and then we'll turn it into a prize.
Okay. Okay.
Put Bly on payroll.
Yeah, homework, Bly, homework.
So in the meantime, we do have Stu John Jedi in there. What's up, Stu John?
Awesome.
We've got Commander Bly. Trailer looks great. He's in.
What trailer?
Forgot to say that he was
talking about.
He was so excited about this supposed trailer that he forgot to say he was first. The Max Rebo experience is in there. We've also got, let's see, Don the Dad Dorn, show number 301 on the way to 400.
Yes.
Almost
we'll
there.
Get there. We'll
Almost
get
there. Rhino Hobbies. This gentleman right here is going to be our boots on the ground reporter.
Whether he likes it or not.
That's right. In Japan. So, hey.
That's payroll is expanding.
Hey, man.
Yeah. Everybody's getting 75% of my total. Nobody's going above.
Wow. Yeah. We got Basil G. That, the 75% is zero. That's a lot of nothing. We got Basil G. Sorry. We got Arthur Henderson. What's up, Arthur? How you doing, man? Who else have we got in here? Basil Howlrunner. We've got Ernie, the Fallen Fett, in here. What's up, Ernie?
And what do you think about Geonosian Generals, Ernie? It's your turn.
I think they were wrongly accused. It should have went a different way. But yet we're going to have to just accept the outcome that happened. And
my take was that Geonosians do have genitals. So your take is, I got it. All right.
They have to accept what happened.
When I saw
accept whatever goes on.
I didn't see anything. You say yes.
Just like Wookiees.
Nah.
Yeah. Well,
what's up, Ernie?
Yeah.
We've got John Graber, the space jockey. He's in here with us. What's up, John? Jesus. It's going off the rails already. We've got Gavin Connor. What's up, Gavin Connor? How's it going, man? Let's see. Who else? We got Santo 1414.
Awesome.
We've got Junobi, who was so excited. She was going off on Facebook today about all this.
Nice.
Yeah, we got Rick Jones in there too. So, hey, everybody, let's talk Star Wars.
Yeah. I mean, in the middle of trying to find out what we were going to talk about today and kind of organizing a cool show, actually, it was going to be a cool one. Out of the blue, anybody see this coming? Nobody had their ears to the ground. I mean, we speculated.
Damn it, Ernie. Then we all should have known.
Sorry.
Well, we've been talking about.
I don't like how this is going.
Yeah. What the hell? Oh, yeah. All our past shows were always like clamoring for Tales of. They should do Tales of. Lean into that. Lean into it. Lean in hard. Our last show, we were like, do Tales of the High Report, Tales of the Acolyte, or whatever it was, right? And then
all your stories through Tales.
Yeah, and we kind of should have known something like this because last May 4th, it was dropped on Tales of the Empire was dropped. Mm-hmm. In our laps, like a month or two before, and we should have known that is going to be a thing moving forward. So, like, I'm going to assume, and I know we shouldn't, but
oh god, why are you
May 4th? But May 4th are the content month of something like this, and if it's something like if they're really serious about it going forward, where a Tales of is going to be dropped every May 4th, I am in. I want it really more, in. Though.
I know you guys said if it was
a one
thing today, I want them all the time, dude.
Yeah, I want to.
Ongoing.
Evergreen series. Yeah. I wish they would do in like May 4th and then October, right? It's like beginning of the year,
or just there's shorts. Just give me a short a week forever. 1 10-minute short
forever.
Give me something to talk about every single week. You give me a 10-minute short, we'll talk for 3 hours on it, right? I will be so happy because they're the quality they've been, and the ones right here look like it's going to be the quality they've been.
Oh God,
right?
I mean, yeah, no.
The preview today was wow,
dude.
Yeah. There aren't many better things than the Tails stuff. The Dooku Tales is unreal, right?
Like, those are the Jedi surprised me. Remember, I don't know if you guys. Well, I remember that I was just like, whatever, Ahsoka being born, blah, blah. But then I got over that one episode, and it was like that's the best thing that came out that year. As far as
that third short in there, right? That linked into episode season 7 of Clone Wars. It was like
so somber, so powerful.
It gives me chills right now thinking about it. He had been training her whole damn time for that. Moment. Like that was sweet. Filoni's got the Clone Wars animation storyline, feels everything just in his pocket. Like he just has it. Right?
I also love the fact that the only time it actually, in that particular episode, the only time it actually worked was whenever it counted, was when it needed to work. Otherwise, she just got hit all the time and taken out. So,
right.
Yep.
Yeah. Such a good story.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch it again later.
Oh God, yeah. Genobi, because sexy Ventress is back. I mean,
I'm in.
We were promised more Ventress, and this is what we're getting. And again, if this
it's leading to it, you can see it.
Yeah, it's leading to it. I'm glad it's this time frame Ventress, right? We're also getting, like I said, it's the Cad Ventress dual character.
Well, you said the time frame, like we know, because the Tales usually are 3 different episodes.
Oh, right.
Because the Cad Bane one looks like it's jumpy, and it kind of felt like I've seen stormtroopers, and then you see like full on stormtroopers in some of it, right?
Yeah,
and then you see clone transports.
Yeah,
in
I just hope it's not a Cad Bane that survived. That's what I'm.
No post.
No
post Boba. This is all should be Clone Wars.
It looks like this is like an original. Origin. Yeah, it looks like an origin. And
they're on Duro, and he's talking about somebody that took, something from him. Like, wait, you took my whole life, or whatever he said.
Yeah,
you're gonna flashback, and we're gonna see his life, his origin story. So that's pretty rad.
That's what I'm hoping for. That it is.
Yeah, Cool. We kind of know Asajj already. Maybe put it on screen again, I guess, but we've already seen Asajj's. So
I think Asajj is going to be.
Yeah.
I think Asajj is going to be a situation that leads into something else that we know of.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Asajj looks like what Chris said, the path, because if I'm just going by what the trailer was, right? It looked like Asajj with a young Jedi, somebody she rescued, somebody she came across, or
I really hoped that was going to end up being a young Kanan. How that'd be kind of cool, tying it all together. No, don't I think it'd be really cool.
Nod. 47 years old. Oh, nah, what I want to nah.
But the saber was all wrong, right? It wasn't the right saber, it's not Kanan. But
because the problem with that would be he doesn't want to do the voice, and they already blew it with the young voice. Not right, by the way. It sounded goofy on a kid, but
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, but they
kind of right, yeah, exactly. No, like I said, and it's cool to speculate. I mean, we don't have to speculate too much because again, it's coming May 4th, right? So you have a month, and
I was with Rick Jones though while I was watching it. Said Ernie Boba Fett could be in it, and they show everybody talking. I was just all. Oh, is that? Oh, right. Any second now. There he is.
Well, so this is what I'm again already. They were like hit. It's so funny. Lucasfilm. They all give us all these things, and they're like, "Well, here's what I want." It's like at the end, it's like we can't please these guys, But since we came up with this whole Tales of thing, and they listened to Sarlacc Digest, so we are like the official Star Wars podcast for Lucasfilm to get your stuff in. Get the idea chamber. This is the story group right here. I hope that there is some
which we give freely. You can use it, Lucasfilm and Disney. We don't want you to stop using the ideas because somebody said it. We're giving it to you freely.
That's right.
Just do it.
That's right.
Okay.
I mean, not going to say it wouldn't be awesome, seeing brought to you by the Sarlacc Digest, something like that.
Just let us be troopers or die somewhere. If that's cool,
animate us as a Star Wars podcast in Star Wars, like the HoloNet podcast, and it's us. Right? Okay. Anyway, anyway, that's for But I do hope, like, one thing I was like, please just give us some verbiage, dialogue, whatever, of how Ventress survived. Just something I did. Even if
They
it's a
have to.
flashback, it's something like that. I think if you just let it go, and people that I know, like people that haven't read the books, it's just kind of like, oh well, how did she die? Well, it's in the novelization that she died, and it's like,
I think it's an appropriate moment though to share how she died,
100%.
and then bring how she comes back, and
she mentions Dooku, right? I was an assassin for Dooku in the dialogue on this trailer, right? So I'm hoping like there's like this flashback, and I failed at what I was doing. Then
and they show Dark Disciple scenes.
Yes.
That'd be cool. That would
somehow Ventress survive. Yeah, it's New John. Yeah,
no,
I mean,
you can't do that though, right? But that's the thing. Like that's got we should probably explain it, but because most people wouldn't know Ventress is dead.
Actually, go for it. Let's do it.
We've done it on here before a couple of times.
Yeah,
but yeah. Basically,
let's bring people up to speed on why we're saying Ventress is dead, because
she died. Dark Disciple. Read the damn book.
Moving on. So here we go.
Dark Disciple. She really died. Like she was buried.
The Jedi Council decided in their ultimate wisdom that the way to get to Dooku, they were going to have to kill Dooku. They made a plan to assassinate Count Dooku, the Jedi, right? So they're not
Mace Windu came,
and Yoda went along with it. Everybody's in here, right? And everybody had to go along. What they do is they send Quinlan Vos, who's their wild card, right? He's their lethal weapon, type of guy.
Go out and partner with her.
So what you're going to need to do is partner with Asajj Ventress, who's been friendly with Kenobi before. Yeah. And then so basically that long story short, great story short, right? They connect, he goes undercover. He turns to the dark side for a while. Quinlan turns to a dark. They fall in love. They're going through this. He kind of brings her back, or she brings him back. I don't want to ruin the whole story. We've done a full breakdown on it. But in the end, when they turn, Scott, do you remember how she died? I know where they drop her.
I do not remember how she died now.
And I'm having a problem with it right now.
But that's okay. We don't need to tell them how she died. They read the book, right?
Very right. But what he does do is drop her into the living waters on Dathomir.
Right.
Is it Living Waters or something Waters, right?
I think it's called Living. I think you're right. Living Waters. And there was a reaction
down there. There's a beast down there that Quinlan had to tame earlier. Yes. And there's properties in this, right? It's Dathomir. There's going to be stuff. So putting her in there probably is going to be the impetus to get her out. It's going to be a Lazarus pit.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. The Lazarus pit. And again, just mention it, even if it's through dialogue or something like that. Through Night Sister magic, Ventress survive.
Dude, that's a top probably five book in canon, I would think. Scott,
really Dark Disciple is
it really
fantastic. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And the audio book is phenomenal.
Yeah. And it's funny because whenever you think the book is going to end, you think they're wrapping up, and it just keeps going. It gets darker and darker.
Once you think Quinlan's back, no, he goes back, and then it goes this way, and it goes back. It's
Kenobi a lot in there too, because remember, Kenobi and Quinlan are friends, right? Or at least very friendly. And they would meet up at the bar and this and that and have a drink and
crazy,
go over, and eventually like he stops coming, and it's just it's really
Dooku lightning.
Is that what it was?
I think so.
I felt like I wanted to say that, but I was like, nah, I don't want to be wrong. And
I think he fried her to death, basically, and then she was dead. Like she was dead. That was for a while too.
Dead.
You got to be a real dick to have the council want to assassinate you, right?
Yeah. That was the big thing in there. That was a huge piece. We're like, are we really assassinating people now? That's awesome.
Yeah. Like, Meeks is checking in. What's up, man?
Hey, Meeks.
Say hi to TD3 Trooper.
All in favor, say aye.
What's up?
Everybody's hand goes up. Yeah, let's get rid of him.
What's up, TD3 Trooper? Thank you for checking in. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're gonna try this first ever. I thought it was very gutsy for a novel today, because remember, novels play it a lot, really safe, right? Ventress is an animated character, and they had the guts to kill her off in a novelization.
This is an animated book. This is from this was a clone.
Oh, you're right. No, you're 100% right. Yes.
And I want to say Lucas's daughter.
Yes.
She was supposed to direct it.
Yeah.
She was supposed to direct.
She did the forward in the book.
This was supposed to be like a lost, uncreated episode of the Clone Wars, like this arc or something.
No, dude,
it would have been a week-long arc. It would have been.
Yeah, that'd have been nice. And come at this point in our time, if we had that, we would always talk about the Ventress Quinlan arc. You know what I mean? If we had it, that's how
it was that good.
Yeah.
It was that good.
Yeah.
Another thing that really, but to piggyback on the whole, Jedi Council ordering it, it just further shows how Mace kind of why it is that Anakin wouldn't trust Mace, why those two wouldn't get along. Because even regardless of how far Anakin fell eventually, he still thought of himself as, like, you know, the Jedi. So
sure.
hearing orders like that come through, and then being told that the Jedi betrayed the Republic, of course you would think it happened.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. The ideology was
Really
strong. What's up, Chet? Yeah. No Bly. Well, there might be some Trekkies in here, but I don't know. I mean, we kind of. Why do you have the phaser here? To weed out tricky scum like you. Okay.
Get off my lawn.
Get out of our store. Get out of our store. Come on, fanboys. Nobody's seen Fanboys? What's up? Alexander Storm checking in.
What's up, Alex?
Oh, man. Yeah. All right. So I think we all collectively think we should have some sort of little more exposition on Ventress as how she's surviving and how she's thrust into this, because it does seem, again, at just blindly going in, it does seem like it's the events after Bad Batch, which is cool.
Yes,
it does. It does. I just hope, like you said, just give me a little bit of flashback of the death and rise.
Let's do it.
Give us a full what happened to her.
Kind of like they did with Elsbeth, right?
Yeah,
like what they did with Elsbeth. You had a bit of the flash. Yeah,
that's right.
I'm all for it, man. The Ventress thing was cool. And then you have Cad Bane, and how the trailer mimicked. It was like a mirrored story. You know, it's very Western. It's very underground and bounty hunter. Now I heard some people saying, why don't they just call it Tales of the Bounty Hunters, right? And continue this Tales of Bounty Hunters instead of Underworld, right? Because
sometimes there's gangsters.
There are in both worlds, right? I mean, and I was just like, it blurs. Underworld and bounty hunters blur. Even that 1313 Underworld game was about bounty hunters, you know, and
that was Lucas's series was Underworld.
Right? Yeah. So, you know, I think what the difference is in this trailer, they are bounty hunters, or they became bounty hunters, but at this point, they were also part of this underworld scum and villainy world where it works, right? It's not them out there collecting bounties and doing the Boba Fett thing, you know. So it just does work, and I just want to put that out there because there's a lot of people asking, like, why isn't this called Tales of the Bounty Hunter versus Underworld with these two characters? You know what I mean? And at first,
we overthought that with Tales of the Sith too. By the way,
I didn't
think that was a good title for that one.
Yeah,
no, I do feel like that. From the looks of both of them, they don't look like it does say there are two bounty hunters, right? Because they both are bounty hunters.
Yeah,
but they're not bounty hunting. It looks like they're both facing up to their past and moving into their future. So calling it Tales of the Bounty Hunter might not fit the actual narrative that they're trying to.
Exactly,
and in that, she might be a little bit out of it by the end. She's definitely going to be out of it, right?
What's up?
And I'm sorry, I didn't mean Tales of the Sith. That one was fine. It was Tales of the Empire.
Tales of the Empire
is what I meant.
The Empire was the one that was. Where's the Empire?
Where's the Empire?
Yeah.
Cad Bane definitely looks like it's like because he does look a little different, looks a little younger, and it's like his past, his troubled past, and some sort of partnership, friendship, or whatever entangled. And I'm just like so happy. Cad Bane's like one of my favorite things to come out of Clone Wars. And same thing with Ventress, man. Both these characters excite me a lot.
Like I said in the chat before, this is Filoni Bukaki here. Every time Filoni has a chance to throw his creations out there, he's throwing his creations out there full force on everybody.
Yeah.
Take it.
SKN Network is checking in. Hello to the best damn Star Wars podcast on YouTube or any other platform. Thank you.
Was sweet.
Thank you.
That was. Oh man. Yeah. I mean, there was another Sith or a red lightsaber wielding bad guy in the Ventress story too, and they made it a point to cover his face instead of that close up. Right. He kind of looked like a little bit of a Weequay, but with Sith eyes. Like from I'm just kind of throwing it out there. But there was certain parts in that trailer where like Ventress's lightsaber would cover his face. You know, you see the red lightsaber and stuff. I'm like, another red lightsaber. And a lot of people, Inquisitor, right.
Inquisitor, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
well, it's maybe right in that time period, right? If it's past the Bad Batch, we're in the Imperial time. It should be the dawn of the Inquisitors, basically. So
Tales of the Inquisitors next, you know, and then have some interweaving stories, like when Ahsoka killed the first brother or whatever it was, wherever he was.
Yeah,
first
when
brother.
Did Ahsoka kill first brother? When I forget the timing. This could be him. right? Without the thing.
It followed along with the Ahsoka novel. That was an adaptation of the Ahsoka novel.
Oh, that's really close to Clone Wars then. That's right. The same time frame. So he could be. I suppose this could be right before then, but
I would say it's right around the Bad Batch time too.
Yeah,
I would say it's right about that time.
Yeah.
So it could fit, but like really close. Like he's fighting her here, and then he's going to end up dying with Ahsoka.
Sure.
Pretty shortly after.
Sure.
Yeah. They'll have to kind of sort that out one day, right? And give us, or we'll have to sort it out. Just get it
if they want to get that complicated.
Yeah.
If stories end up because since they're going to do every May 4th. I'm just kidding, guys. That's just a me thing. But anyway,
next year it's going to be Tales of the Resistance. And it's all the kids.
Kaz.
Kaz, Ziono, and
great.
And
way to bring it down, Scott.
Yeah, way to kill it. Yeah.
And it just went 8.5 to like
Tales of the Resistance. I won't even watch the trailer. I'm just already. I'm out.
Yeah, done.
Tales of Riz. Fuck.
Yeah.
But once again, Scott, tell us how it is. Well, tell us what happens.
Not even the 10-minute shorts. Can't even handle it.
That'd be an entire series. It'd be an entire, like each one would be a half hour long. It's everything we don't want, all wrapped up next.
Oh, you guys want this continuous? We're gonna do a Resistance every week for the year, and that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna like it.
I'll watch it.
Basil is saying the guy who did the voice of the old Jedi Master archaeologist in the Fallen Order Survivor games is in the Ventress arc. Cool.
Oh, there you go.
As that character, or just he's, you know what I mean?
Voice actors do a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if that'd be cool if it was as that character into then there's that line blurring the video games into, a closer canon. Because again, I know everything's canon, but it's the closer canon, right? Movies and TV than animation.
It'd be cool to get a Tales of with him, right? With the why did I lose his name?
You talking about Lorson Tekka?
No,
Cal Kestis.
No, yeah. Do a Tales with him. So catch everybody up who doesn't play the video games, right? Let him just play his story out like the cutscenes. Just play it through a bit and give his.
I still think and I hope that he is in the. He survives. I think they're doing another Jedi Order or Jedi on a trilogy, and if he does survive, I think that character could be in the Mandoverse somewhere somehow. That'd be awesome. Yeah, Bly.
Did he just get banned?
No. I see that he had like a get out of jail free card and he just used it. Like that was he was safe. He was safe. I think it was the Trekkie comment and then the whole
you can always buy your way back, by the way. But,
Tales of Admiral Holden.
Let me sell that over to our cat. Let me put that over. Like you just use this Joe get out of free card. Oh man. Tales of General. Well, see if they do a Tales of the Rebellion, then let's go. General Maydean, right? It wasn't Maydean an Imperial officer first and then turned so he was like, you can have stuff like, I would love that. I would love the bridge.
We got that story in the Rogue Squadron Nintendo 64 game, wasn't it? Isn't that where we got that story?
I think so,
yeah.
Tales of the old parts of the rebellion. That's it. General Dodonna, General Maydean.
The generals of the Tales of the Generals of the.
That doesn't get me excited at all. But had you said Tarkin and Ozzel and gone through that list, I'd been like, let's do it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Just aren't fun.
No, they're not.
They don't even look cool most of the time. Han had a vest, so he was cooler than everybody else. That's really it.
Han just shot people.
Yeah, that's what made him cool because he wasn't really a good guy.
Yeah,
he was.
It's out for himself. It was like,
Han.
That's what makes Han, man. Yeah. So
what's interesting though, they haven't done a season 2 of any of these, right? They're like, you got to do more seasons of all of them.
That was
the Empire can't stop where it's at.
I was kind of going with it, right? Maybe they have and that goes to Chris's point about like not a once a year. If you're gonna do, I think multiple, then you have like these things butt up against each other, and you have like chapters, tales of this,
or even once a quarter. I take since you got 4 of them now, right? Is this the 4th one?
This is the
third.
third,
so
right? It
Tales
was
of the Jedi,
Jedi.
Tales of the
We didn't do
Jedi,
Sith?
Empire.
Jedi Empire.
Oh, Jedi Empire. This we'll do a Sith,
Yeah.
and then do one a quarter forever,
Yeah,
matching
You know,
into them all,
that.
fitting them all.
you know, it's like I know what we talked about, and it is in how these stories are. It is what is, and we also talked about having a series of just Star Wars, right? Like just individual chapter. I mean, this is almost identical of what we've been talking about. Like, again, when I saw this,
stories with this,
because again, I thought at first the Tales of the Jedi was a one-off, all right, and then Tales of the Empire. Okay, to Empire Jedi. All right, cool. Even though it's Force versus political empire, right? And I was like, okay, maybe that's just gonna be one off. But then this, I'm telling you, it just kind of confirmed it for me to like this is something that they're leaning into, and especially that they didn't announce it. There was like really no hints of this. They just said Ventress is coming back with animation studios. We're going to bring her back. We're going to do more animation. You know what I mean?
just hopefully this isn't
that
all.
was going to be a series, though, like a full-on series is what we thought. I mean, that's what I thought, that we were getting a full-on series, not just more shorts.
And we may. Hopefully this is the.
But I kind of like his shorts.
I like shorts too, but I would really like an Asajj series with Quinlan.
Well, doesn't have to end. Right. Yeah.
Here's the thing. They were doing this already. They hired a bunch of animators to come in and do more animations, and yet we're still getting what we've got the last 2 years in a row, which is a set of shorts. So where's the added manpower going? Is there more coming? Are they planning to expand this to quarterly or every 6 months or so? I mean, I'm in either way, but
so like I said,
I'm in it once a year. It'd be sadder.
Yeah.
For the other 11 months.
Celebration has a animation panel at Celebrate. Yes, it's a 20th anniversary, but it's also like they actually have a time slotted on main stage, and I think that is where, because again, this would be coming up within 2 weeks after Celebration, but it's the perfect time to say like, yeah, you know what, Tales of is a continuating small format storytelling like that, and we're going to bounce around all over the place, and instead of doing it in Disney Plus shows and movies bouncing around, we're going to do it in this short format, and I'm cool with that short story like that. And then you can have, like I said, the continuation of Bad Batch, which is the a time jump at the end of Bad Batch season 3, the Ventress Omega path, whatever, that could be like a full-on series, right? Season 1, season 2, that makes a lot more sense to me, and that's where that manpower goes. Like you still got to like catch people up, and again, how exactly what we've been saying. You use these short story formats to catch people up, and then you spin them off into this larger adventures.
Love it.
Yeah.
But I really do like that whole idea of a blanket Star Wars title, though.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah,
I just think where it could be every arc could be a different time period. You could do like how we have our little time. We haven't used it in a while. How we've got our timeline. At the beginning of every episode, you've got a timeline. It tells you where you're at in the series, in the saga.
Yeah. Dead Man Juan is checking in. Hey, thanks, man. It's awesome to be here. Yeah. It's almost like it should be Tales of Star Wars Sith, or Tales of Star Wars Underworld, Tales of Star Wars Jedi, right? Like that. Like, so you're right. So it is that blanket.
What kind of is?
Yeah, no, it is, right? But like, to have.
Oh, you're saying that like ours. Got it. Like a hierarchy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But essentially it is, and it's like it's Tales of Star Wars, because again, how they're jumping around. I don't know. I think it's fantastic that we're getting that. It's something that survived all this crazy content that they've been giving us. That hits, misses, whatever. Tales of is actually like it's very
super consistent.
Even though we were very
exactly.
Even though we were very critical on the Empire, because there's really no Empire. It was just kind of like. What?
Nuggets of Empire.
Nuggets of it, yeah. Just because they rubbed elbows with the Empire doesn't mean that
right. Tales of Nuggets of the Empire.
Yeah. Empire adjacent.
Yeah.
That one shouldn't be released.
Now we get Tales
time and give us one. Give us a Empire somewhere. Just here you go. Sorry.
Yeah.
With
Destroy with
Oswald,
yeah.
Yet, Veers, Tarkin, like
Any
the
of them.
Empire.
Any of them, just give me one mean son of a bitch for 10 minutes, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. That's the Empire. Thank you.
We need a Tarkin.
Yeah.
We need a Tales of
That
Tarkin.
would be great.
You know, it's neat talking
Yeah.
about a plan and things to do and things like that. And we want this for. I like how they do it and they just throw it at us and don't tell us shit. Right? This is exactly what I've been talking about. How I don't want the slate. I just want to all of a sudden wake up one morning, be talking to you guys, and be like, "Holy shit! Did you just see that this is that Tales of this is coming out in 30 days?"
Honestly, Mooch and I were putting together the wheel. We thought we'd be spinning the wheel tonight just to have some fun. And
it's like, this is a great topic. Oh, hell yeah. Boom.
Yeah.
Delete.
And then
This came out.
We'll worry about that next time.
Yeah. Well, it's like, all right, cool.
I did want to. Oh, go ahead.
No, go for it. I have something else I was gonna.
Mine was completely off the rails. I meant to say at the beginning of the show that our trivia this month for the opening credits, it's all Rogue One and Andor related to celebrate the release of the new season of Andor. So go watch Rogue One. It'll give you a leg up on the competition. So
I am actually waiting. Yeah, for trivia. I'm waiting for Andor to finish so I can go into Rogue, because I finished Andor 1. And then I want to watch Andor 2 and then go right into Rogue One, New Hope, and then start that, so I'm like itching to wait.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. Yeah.
Diego was saying that once you're done watching this, it's going to change the way you view Rogue One. I'm like, well, Rogue One already changed the way I view A New Hope. So if we're going to, what else are we doing?
And Catalyst, the Catalyst book changes the way I see Rogue One already.
100%.
Right.
100%.
So it's like, how many of these things are we going to see that are going to change our view of something we've loved for almost 50 years?
Because remember, Catalyst turns it into, like we talked about before. It's a Krennic story. It's not Jyn at all. It's Krennic and her dad.
Right. No, exactly. We bring on the Funkos and figures and merch. Yeah,
there's a rumor for the Asajj. It's coming.
Yeah.
But
there is.
That is a Black Series.
It is a problem because I do like the one with hair. I do, but I got to have the bald one too.
I'm sorry, but like Janobi said, this is the sexy Ventress, and
but there's the OG Ventress. You need.
She's awesome too. Yeah.
I need
we have her on. We have her on Black Series.
We need the new version of her. Black Series.
Oh, Funko.
I have her on Black Series.
Yeah. Rhino again. This is like, again, through some dialogues.
Talk about it in the book, correct? I forget. It's been a minute.
I don't remember.
I don't remember
that.
Now I'm gonna have to listen to it again
because she has it. If I'm not mistaken, the cover had a yellow one.
Yeah, me too. Right now, me too. I like the new wave cut. Yeah,
it's just something about it. But it's like after she died, everything's brand new. Like she comes back, and all of a sudden she's got the yellow saber in Bad Batch, right? So it's like. Just give us. We need a nugget. We need a nugget. Right there.
I think having the hair like that is a good way to signify the timeline.
Yeah, 100. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
Oh
She always has the bald, and then
Yeah.
And now with the hair, it's like, okay, this is where we're at.
I think seen her bald, and then we knew we were getting a flashback. And
right.
What's interesting about Ventress is all the redemption stories, because she kind of has a redemption. I mean, she was a Jedi, she became a Sith, and she became a Sith assassin. She went against the Sith. She went on her own. She can never find her home. Dathomir was wiped out. She went bounty hunting. She died. She came back. Now she's helping the. She's got the most interesting, trying to find herself, her way in this universe.
Yeah.
Interesting story.
It's not a bothersome arc, right? Like usually we're like, no, don't redeem Hux. No, don't redeem. So don't do this.
But Ventress,
it worked.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Well, it worked because of all the crap she went through, right? I mean, with then Dooku trying to assassinate her, and all of a sudden, the person you've been against this entire time, you're actually rooting for her to survive, and you don't know where she sits on that spectrum, right? Of good versus evil.
What really helps is the banter. Right, the banter we watched her with, that banter, it becomes flirtatious, almost friendly. So you start to become like, an Asajj fan because this is fun. Her talking trash to Obi-Wan is fun, and then you could make it easy, like a flirtatious back into I need help Kenobi type of thing. You could see that. So it kind of molded better than say when Hux turned in Kylo, type of thing. It just when he turned, that was stupid. This made complete sense.
No
Great
sense.
storytelling.
Yeah.
It fit. And then to her to really become good with Quinlan and how that worked out. I mean, all of it was
She
Really
let
well
her
done
go.
across
Yeah,
it.
yeah. What is this? Gang up on Moocher Night? Hellrunner wants a Tales of Pele Moto.
No, I take it.
I'm there for it too.
I'm Team Moto, dude.
I don't.
I'm a
I don't
Motorola.
Yeah, that's good.
Damn
That
it.
was good.
That's a good T-shirt right there
That
too.
was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have it
Oh.
in Orabesh, you know, kind of. Yeah.
Knows
Yeah.
all the secrets of Tatooine
Yeah.
without knowing it.
Yeah, she's just
It's just
hustling
info
people
that
all
she
day.
hears. Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah. Basil.
But yeah, she hustles the wrong people all the time.
Yeah, Basil. She was so extra evil early on, kissing lightsaber impaled clones. Is great. Like
Yeah.
I said, she is
Pelimoto? Wow, that's dark. I'm kidding.
yeah.
She was a demon in the first one, right? The not
Yeah.
Tchaikovsky, but the little micro series.
Yes.
She was like a demon.
Oh
in that one.
God. Yeah.
It-
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
scene with her and Anakin in the rain,
Favorite.
still to this is one of
Oh,
my
dude,
favorite
whenever
pieces.
the rain hits the saber.
Love it.
Oh.
I still watch
Oh.
it once every couple of months, just
Yeah.
for it, just
Yeah,
to
oh.
have it on. And like
Yeah.
you're saying, the rain hitting the saber, them
There's-
just looking and fighting, the jumps, the
Yeah.
that episode and
So
Grievous's
good.
episodes are two that I go to all the time because
Yeah.
that Grievous was
yeah.
amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And Ventress because that
Scary
was our
Grievous.
Yeah.
exactly.
Again, I want figures of those Black Series style.
Yeah.
And we need
Of the
Dirge. We need,
original. Do
and
it.
I'll pay a deluxe price for Dirge. So
Do it special one off, and he has to come with his bike.
oh
Give me the
yeah,
deluxe, the
then
big
$100
one,
Dirge. Let's go.
but- Exactly. If we're doing it, his bike, yeah. I'll go
He's got to open up and have
tomorrow.
like pink things that come out.
Yeah, yeah,
of his
they'll-
tentacles.
Yeah, exactly.
There you
It's like add
But
on
deluxe.
you can, build
Yeah.
a figure so you can
Yeah.
add
Make him
more.
a perfect
It's like-
deluxe.
The IG-12, his chest opens up so you could put little Grogu in there. Just have his chest open up and have these little things you can
Yeah.
pull out.
Why not?
Yeah.
I heard there was rumors a long time ago of not putting Dirge, but the Dirge species in some sort of live action or
I heard that too.
yeah, and
That'd
I'm
be
like,
cool. Yeah.
maybe it's still on the floor, maybe it's still coming, and that'd be great if it was in Grogu.
What's
Grogu
the
movie.
species? The muscle people? Like
I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
It was like that mystery thing going on.
Well, I'm gonna take a look because they put him in comic. They made him canon, like canon.
Oh, yeah.
canon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, 100%. And yeah. Let's see.
There's
I
Star
love
Wars.
it.
Boom.
Tales of
Was a
Tales of
Gendai.
Tatooine.
Gendai
what?
bounty hunter. GEN
Gendai.
apostrophe DAI.
Okay.
His Gendai heritage and armor.
Hellrunner, Tales of Tatooine, featuring the dating life of Pelimoto.
Just
There you
Jawas
go.
and Weequays. That's all she
Just
said.
Jawas. It'd be awesome if we saw like young Luke come to her, come to her little station, and she just starts talking to him in Jawa, and she tells him, that, "Oh, did you know that Darth Vader's your father?" But she says it in Jawa. So
I thought
he
you were
doesn't know.
dating Bob. Oh, that old Sarlacc. Yeah, I'm not dating any more Sarlacc pets anymore. They're too slimy.
They're too tentacly.
Go
He was-
away.
right.
He was back in with Dr. Afra and Santa Staros. He dealt with them.
Oh,
Or they dealt with him,
Cool.
I should say here.
So I would love to see him on the movie screen.
Oh yeah.
That'd be cool.
Even like I don't care. Don't give him just there as a bounty hunter or something, or that species or something like that.
That look, but he doesn't have to do the crazy.
No.
I'm saying.
Yeah, no, it don't have to be like Dirge. It could be like one of the
Yeah.
species just as a bounty hunter. Just
Yeah,
throw
yeah,
him in something like that on screen would be amazing. I think so.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be awesome to see him back again. But I would like it, like you said, right? We had scary Grievous in that animated
Yeah,
series,
yeah.
and we get live action Grievous, and he's a lot less scary. That's the
Yeah.
right. The translate. How's it going to translate? How is Dirge going to translate on the live action? Right.
Yeah.
It could be a shit show, but
Yeah, it's one of those things like the Grand Inquisitor.
right.
Yeah.
As I sit here looking at that figure, going,
I know. It's
Still never fixed.
yeah.
Let's trash that for a little bit. Let's
Yeah,
not-
yeah, exactly. As soon as we get,
I could go right now. Oh man.
Well, let's see. Richard from Crooked Smiles does custom work, so we're gonna need some Inquisitor Black Series heads so we can swap that out.
Oh
There
my
you
god.
go.
Yeah. Grand Egg Inquisitor. Commander,
Exactly.
there you go. All right, you're back in.
You don't have any.
I always thought that Egghead from Batman. That's exactly who that looked like.
They don't
Seriously.
have a Pow in Black series, do they already?
This guy. No, well, yeah, right here. Here you go.
Besides him.
A what?
A Powan?
No.
No.
No,
I was thinking.
I say not yet, and I was like thinking
you probably won't get it then. They're
I
not going to
know.
be hot on the.
Yeah, I mean they could, they absolutely could. It'd be amazing
We'll
if
get-
they did. Yeah.
We'll get them in Vintage Collection before you'll get them in Black Series.
Don't you have them in some sort of three-quarter
That's what I
scale?
was gonna say.
Revenge of the Sith. Revenge
Yeah,
of the Sith
Yeah.
figure. Yeah.
I remember him in my original collection. Yeah, I had something like that.
With
Yeah.
the ugly teeth.
We also
Yeah.
We also have the 5 POA Grand Inquisitor from the Rebels line too, but we need that guy for Vintage Collection because the one we got sucks.
They need a couple of redos, and maybe taking stuff from animation into live action isn't really their forte. So brand new character.
It is hard, right? I mean,
Embo is coming. Embo, right? He's coming. So I hope they.
Cad Bane didn't look good, but I mean, it's also.
Cad Bane looked great.
I'm sorry, I loved Cad Bane's look in live action.
I know. I'm just trying to think. I'm going through them all. He looked.
The Inquisitor made no sense though because you had seen that
source
character
material
in live action.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fifth brother was kind of garbage because he's looks bigger in animation, but you can kind of make up for that because animation is
right.
Right?
Stylized.
Yeah. You're just making him look bigger than that. Who else?
Because you could take Dooku and Christopher Lee, right? And you're like, it's like, where's that chiseled chin and that sharp beard?
Right. The sharp beard.
Yeah. So you could take some liberties, but.
Did anybody else go from animation yet to Ahsoka?
Yeah, Ahsoka, which I think they're great.
Yeah.
I think.
Great. She was the pick anyway.
Oh, so Hera, Sabine, all those.
Yeah. You're right. The whole Rebels crew, shit.
Yeah.
So going through them and they all look great. So they can pull off. They can pull them all.
Ezra looks amazing,
and that's the point, right? You can do it. So
I'm just thinking.
What happened over here?
Yeah, that is right.
Yeah.
No, I was just thinking about Dirge, trying to work myself into saying they can do Dirge. I was trying to say if it, and they can.
Dirge, though. Dirge is so freaking different, though. I mean,
you gotta
have species the way it is. I look at that like a horror movie, right? It's
100%.
Almost like if they're doing Clayface, right?
Yeah,
the buffness, yes, the buffness would have to be like a young Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You just need the mountain.
Oh, you just CG him.
Game of Thrones. What's his? Get that guy.
Yeah, the
back
mountain.
In there.
Yeah, big. Yeah.
Who's already going to be in Ahsoka?
That's what I was gonna say. The mountain is what's his name now? That's great.
Balin. Balin's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, his brother. That's right. His brother's in. So let's put in the mountain.
Genobi saying,
that's right, it's his brother. Sorry. Yep.
Yeah. Do you all think still think there's a rumor or an announcement of a new animation series will still be dropped at Celebration? My money's on yes.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm not jumping off the path yet. That's going to happen.
And I think it's going to be the fall of this year.
My guess is 2 animations, one dropping in fall and one next year.
Whoa. Okay. Do you know in your head?
Yeah, hang on now.
No, he's just guessing.
Yeah. No, that's my guess. I'm just guessing
twice
wink at us if it's a guess or if you really know something.
But I would think but I would think so too. Look, because these guys, like you said, they've hired a bunch of people, right? Animation gets done fast and they don't announce it to us until, like I said, 30 days before, right? That was cool. So they could knock
I think it's great
for
man.
us. Yeah. I wish they would do movies like that. I know you
I
can,
do too.
Right?
I do
do
too.
Animation in a bubble.
Yeah,
right. You can work at home and do something.
Oh yeah.
So, that's the problem.
Yeah,
too many people. I mean, there's a lot of people involved in it, but way more in a movie or a show.
It's we were discussing a couple weeks ago how they were able to keep things like Luke secret, right, and Grogu a complete secret. Nobody knew of those two. Their involvement in
and Ahsoka because we don't pay attention.
Right.
when she was sitting right there.
I know. So it's not impossible, right, to do something and then surprise you. Even if you just threw out like a teaser, like they did with the Force Awakens, right? A teaser a year in advance. Don't show anything else. You don't know what's coming. Just let people speculate, and then boom, you get your show, your movie.
Yeah. I know when it comes to like production and stuff like that, the trade magazines, they always announce everything. It's out there before, and it's hard to like be in that blind zone of not knowing a production, but animation's completely different, right? Because that's not right. You don't need
it's also
to go outside and stuff. So
it's probably also easier for them to do a short set of series like that.
Yeah.
Right. Instead of
the assets are there, man. Like, yeah.
It would be because you can just sneak it in, boom, and there's nothing to follow.
And like I said, all the assets are there. It's just creating the story and moving forward with it. Now,
right.
I'm interested in like if I had to guess, I would say the Ventress a Bad Batch time jump right there. That would be one animation series, just like Chris said, the Path series, like, but Quinlan, everybody's back in that zone. But what a second one. Are we going to go away from clone like era?
Okay.
You know, like
wish list, Bane.
Yeah. It's like something. No, okay, not a wish list, but something that would make sense in our heads. Like they would be like they would put out there on Disney Plus, and it would be, you know, something that it could be consumed and accepted and popular, right? Because my first thing in my head is something in the Mandoverse. In that time,
animating the Mandoverse.
Yeah. Because of what's already out there, and this could, you know,
this is where I think the Dawn of the Jedi should go.
I agree.
Into animation. Yeah. I think that's where something like that would be more accepted. I think they could go kind of crazy with it. They could do all sorts of brand new characters, brand new timeline. I'm always going to go set way in the past, right? I just think that would be,
and that makes sense to me.
Easier sell. That would be an easier sell than a live action.
Than a inserted Mandoverse animation.
Yeah,
because I can buy
agree.
that.
Okay. Go back. So I'm all for mixing the animation and live action. I am, but we've been deep into live action with these shows right now. You know, at a later time when they want to do Tales of the Mandoverse, you know.
I think we're getting that.
That's later though. After this all finishes, after the Heir to the Empire movies change, then throw some anime. I don't want to mix it in the middle because there are certain people that just won't watch animated shit.
Oh yeah, sure.
Right? It's just
it's so weird.
It is weird because it's some of the best shit.
Yeah.
But let's wait to do that after and just fill in some blanks that we didn't get filled in during the live action. That's but not during, because during is confusing.
During is confusing. Yeah, like Tales of Mandalore. You know,
okay. Yeah, we could actually see, you know, the what was it, the Purge of Mandalore and all that.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Genobi, is it bad that I'm starting to prefer animation? Nope. I feel more is told through animation.
Yeah. No, don't feel bad, because like I said, on the live action front, and I guess that they're reeling it in a little bit and have maybe you know, like I said, quality over quantity. It's some hit and misses. Like I said, the series itself has some major hits and some major misses within that 8-part series or whatever. And animation, you could forgive it a little bit more. Like when Bad Batch, I like Bad Batch, but there's like 90% of it you could throw away and it'll still be an amazing show.
That'd be a better show if you threw 90% of it away and just
because it's just not relevant.
Right. Yeah. It's not relevant to the, but it's not relevant to the story we want them to tell. Right?
Well,
that's where the problem lies.
The story is this small. You know what I mean? It's like
but they need to fill out X number of
and
episodes.
You're right, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and it's something like that. But if they were to say, for example, they gave us Mandalorian in animation form and it wasn't live action, right? And we got as is, but in animation form, right? I think we would be like all in, like hell yeah.
We would be in, but the world wouldn't have been caught by storm. The Grogu thing would not have been what it is.
You're 100% correct. 100% correct. There are things like we could sit back. It's like hindsight's always 2020. Always.
Yeah.
We could sit there and always say like, I like this more, but if they didn't do it this way, look what the chain reaction was. And again, Grogu is a perfect example how that accident became a worldwide phenomenon, like a worldwide marketing mega whatever, and it's still going to, especially coming next year. The second wave is coming. I think so.
Darth Vader and Grogu. Those are the faces of
I want to tell
Wars.
you. So Ernie he was at Disneyland and he went live and he was at the Star Trader, right? And
it was great,
amazed.
by the way, Ernie. It was awesome.
Ernie, honestly, thank you for doing that, because I don't get a chance to. But I was happy and amazed that Vader merchandise was all over the place, like front and center, not just the mug. I mean, they were like leaning into it. I'm like, that is cool, because how we are.
Yep.
You know, Star Wars 77 and all, you know,
anything you can have was thrown in there, from a bag to a shirt to a jacket, backpack, hats.
And would you agree, Ernie, that it seemed like Grogu had the same representation just about in equal parts?
Yes.
So here we go. We've got the two massive juggernauts of Star Wars marketing. You've got Darth Vader and you've got Grogu, right? What polar opposites could you possibly get? I mean, how cool is that you could get that you could go there and get that.
And
I agree.
They
I
also
thought
still
And think about
did
it.
it in
We
a
were this close to. Sorry, Anakin would have killed him.
Yeah.
yeah,
Vader could have killed him those 26 years ago.
Yeah.
yeah, and he got away.
He missed. That's all.
Yeah.
He just missed him.
The Vader stuff was all up front and everything, so it was great. And the way that they have the store set up, the merchandise went through it all, because then you hit Darth Maul stuff,
Yeah.
and then
I
you
was
got in
surprised
the
with that,
middle,
too.
and in the back was the Grogu.
Yeah.
All that
Yeah.
whole wall of nothing but Grogu stuff.
It's almost
Of
like
the same
it's
thing.
telling a story as you're looking at the
Correct.
merchandise.
Yeah.
I love that. That's
So
I-
it's great when you transition through the store like that of
Yeah.
everything.
you
All I had to do was walk through and shoot it. It
yeah.
was perfect.
Yeah.
To show everything.
I'm- I was also impressed by the prices. The prices on everything
Decent, right?
actually
weren't-
really good for
Yeah.
Disneyland.
For Disney, yeah, like
yeah. Black
Yeah.
Series was retail.
$24.99.
Yeah.
And
They're
you get
always
your
more.
discount.
Right.
Yes.
You get your discount if you're an annual pass holder. So that's a plus. And that's why I hold off on some stuff sometimes. You just got to hunt and find it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's it. Like that. The post of seeing the new wave of Black Series there.
Yeah, she's already
Probably
there.
correct.
Yeah.
Probably won't be there in 2 weeks, but you had your chance all this time.
Yeah.
You know, and they'll switch it. So
Yeah, we tend to read between the lines sometimes. Like sometimes when a character is hinted, or a cartoon, or a commercial, or some sort of like an actor makes a statement on socials, we're like, it's coming. But like Disney being the money juggernaut it is, and everything else, they always try to guide people into the future and whatever. So if you start seeing merchandise first coming up more, you think like, all right, they're gonna like becoming Celebration on and all that stuff. We might get some more timelines in the stuff that they know that sells. Okay. When it makes sense to us, when we're like throwing stuff in timelines, like when I said animation Mando, we could be seeing an animation original trilogy style, something around Vader. We could be. I'm just saying we could be, and not. I mean, of course, everything is could be, right? But you start to again. Sometimes we're wrong about this.
Tales of Vader.
Tales of Mustafar, right? Boom.
Okay, no. The big thing right now that they switched for Tales of the Force is the brand new projection show that goes on in Batuu at night,
dude.
Oh, that
and
looks
it's
so good.
the legacy of the Skywalkers.
Yeah, it's
and it shows through Luke and everything, and that's where we thought we would never get to see that in Batuu.
Right.
And now it's there. So I feel this is a big step forward to, we can show stuff and do stuff.
Just like what we've been saying, right? Like they bought a franchise and now, and it took 10 years for them to be like, oh, look, we got original trilogy we can pump out. Like, or we've got, the first 6 movies that we own. Hey, I forgot we own this. And we could produce stuff on the IP that they bought, not just Rey and Poe and Finn and stuff, right? It's like, and it took them a while to get it to the point where, again, we always say this, like, Star Wars needs a win, right? Star Wars needs a reboot in a sense, like understand where you came from. But again, let's not reinvent the wheel. Let's not go back and reboot things. But lean into what you bought.
Luke and R2 are walking around.
Yeah.
Now.
Right.
Now I know it's from a certain version that they're not saying. They're still trying to tie it in as if Mando, but it's a very young looking.
But they can't.
Luke with R2.
That's their gray area where they can. Yeah.
There, correct. He's not answering questions. There's people who are answering questions like, "Hey, do you know this? Do you know that?" Right? And he doesn't. He just gives one-word answers and like that. But again, we have a Luke walking around with R2 now.
Yeah.
In Batuu.
They got Grogu already with Mando, right? So Luke can just like hold Grogu now.
Ahsoka walks through there, right?
Ahsoka walks. They all. So Mando, Luke, Ahsoka, and Grogu can all be at the same point walking around there.
Yeah,
and
he's got the Mando hair.
Yeah,
right?
The comb over kind of. 100%.
Wait. Oh, he's over Luke. Like he's that Luke.
He's the very
extra Luke,
somber, the very wise Luke that thinks about what he's saying before he.
I heard him speak, and I'm like, man, I remember Luke used to have a sense of humor. This guy's very deadpan.
And yes, it is. And I think though to keep it there of the
okay,
But this Luke Skywalker in Disneyland said. So
it's good that they're starting to bring the other ones in. We've talked about that for a long time. It's just it's just the thing about Batuu is the immersion, right? They're not very good at it, to be honest with you, anymore, right?
Not anymore.
They're just you walk around, nobody's in it. The people in there aren't immersed.
Right.
Yeah,
it takes it away anyway. So F it. Be like the rest of Disneyland and just during certain hours throw out you different people.
They're gonna do it, but it's a slow drip, dude. It's the frog in the pot, right? Yeah. They're gonna slowly do it to where it's like all of a sudden, hey, I remember when you could play sabacc with these guys. I remember
Explain the frog in the pot to me.
When you put a frog in a boil water and you slowly turn up the heat, it'll sit there and boil. Instead of throwing a frog in a boiling water, it'll jump out. So you slowly turn the heat up, and the frog will die. So it's like getting rid of the frog in very slow increments. So it's like.
So Moocher wants everybody to die that goes to Disneyland.
Yeah. I just never heard that ever.
So the people
really?
What was that?
The travelers of Batuu are still there. It's just not so much put in your face. They're still playing sabacc. They're still doing other games, and they're doing this and that. But now they're on faraway side tables to where if you keep visiting, you know where to go look for them. To where it was up front brought to us before.
Right.
So, we should bring that back. But
100%.
So
this is for having Season of the Force, it really is one of the biggest ones there.
Yeah,
that I've seen this year.
I do have a question for you, Ernie. I saw a lot of scuttlebutt that with the changing of the Smuggler's Run to be another random situation like Star Tours, that a lot of speculation going on right now that Star Tours might be coming to the end of its run since it's such an old ride.
Never.
And that's my opinion. Never.
Yeah.
There's room in the park for both, right? There's room for that to happen.
Yeah.
But I've heard a lot of talk about the fact that is this the end of Star Tours by making the Millennium Falcon do that thing, right?
Yeah.
And what do you? I think there's room for both. I don't want him to do it. What do you think, Ernie? Since you're the Disney
it's definitely still room for both. Yes. Definitely, we've had a switch. They have Mando, they have Andor, they have the whole end has changed. Ahsoka, and that's what you get now. I think what we need to stay away from is giving us the mix. You don't get the mix anymore. Now you're always ending with Ahsoka for right now. And that's been the push since it started last year. Right. So it's still that. No, Star Tours needs to stay in that mix of, you know who I got? I got Boba Fett and I got Hoth.
Absolutely right.
I got Pod Race and I got Ahsoka and we need to do that because now no matter what for the last year, it's ended with Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And we're cool. But
they'll do that with every current IP that they're
correct.
Yeah,
so
Commander.
I believe that the way they're going to do Falcon is those couple of I got this again and that's it. Whatever you see in your bubble, probably, and that's what you'll get. And I think that we need to go back to the freshness of Star Tours, and you have the chance of getting your two different versions every time. Right. That's what we need to do and shoot some in that way. Because it was very exciting because the way that they presented it to us last year, I thought we were getting a Mando, an Andor, an Ahsoka scene that, oh my God, who am I going to get? And instead you end up with the Ahsoka
every time.
Yeah. Correct. But I don't see that at all going away because you still need that store to tie you in, the Star Trader.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so big and it's so correct. It is. Yeah. Because then there's still people who are like, oh, wait, I hear them all the time and it blows my mind. And they call it this all the time is, oh, yeah, where's Star Wars Land at?
Yeah.
And being in that store.
Yeah,
it's a hard thing to train visitors that is paying that much money to go to be that immersed into stuff. And well, this is Stu John saying, I want to see a Disney Plus show where a ship of Jedi go from planet to planet solving problems like superheroes. If Star Trek leaned into Star Wars for films, then maybe Star Wars should return the favor.
There has been entirely too much Star Trek talk tonight.
They know it gets
horrendous.
Right here.
Like, what are we doing?
They know it makes my gallbladder grow back so I can get it out again. That's just
live long and suck. Get out of here.
Live long and suck it. Awesome. I love that. Is that popcorn ball? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Real quick,
from
when you were
Walmart.
talking to me, I'm gonna change the subject to be a dick. I'm sorry, but right, I wrote it down. Are we? You can talk about the Death Star. I wrote it down, so I'm good.
No. I was just gonna say, I was gonna tell Stu John if the old story group was still in charge, that's exactly what we'd gotten. But yeah,
when we were on the animated stuff about the Mandoverse, we were talking about Skywalker and Grogu, and I mentioned that Anakin almost killed Grogu.
Yeah.
Does Grogu at this point understand who Luke is? Does he understand Skywalker?
I don't.
He was 20-something years old.
I don't know if. Okay, yeah, he was 20-something years old. You're right, because I was going to say it was Darth Vader that did that, but he was only Darth Vader in name. It was still Anakin Skywalker walking through the halls. So
this is
sure.
Grogu was during the Clone Wars when Grogu was a youngling being trained. He was probably being trained by Yoda or whatever it was, right? Anakin and Obi were the heroes of the Clone Wars, so that name, Anakin Skywalker, is all over the place.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, but if you put this really infant brain in this 50-year-old, because
the hardest thing
he could barely drink and eat and stuff. You know what I mean? Like he can barely function.
Is it though? His species is different.
Know,
we don't
man.
know what he's taking in. We don't know how Yoda's. We don't know his species at all. He could be taking it all in, but knowing.
There's also been though almost like a cleansing of the name Skywalker. Nobody, once the Jedi were all gone, Anakin Skywalker is still seen as a hero of the Republic, but nobody knows that Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker.
See, that's what always blows my mind.
Very few people, right?
Yeah.
So even Obi-Wan, until that encounter with Riva, he thought Anakin was dead. He didn't.
He left him to die on Mustafar. I didn't know
Grogu wouldn't have to know anything about Darth Vader.
Right.
He would just know Skywalker came in like Riva did, right?
If he knew the name Skywalker, and all of a sudden Luke they're on
getting trained by a Jedi in black.
Did they come face to face? Because I know that he was almost taken out by a bunch of clone troopers. I need to rewatch that scene.
Vader was never in that. No, it was always the clone troopers, and then
it wouldn't matter. He just
Ahmad Best saved
stuff. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But what's Chris's point was a Skywalker being, and the hero of the Clone Wars, and in the thick of it, Order 66 happens. Grogu goes into hiding and does whatever, shuts himself up. But now he's in fast forward to Book of Fett, where he's training with Luke Skywalker
and knows Ahsoka,
right?
And they talk about Anakin openly.
Yeah, and so, but see, Grogu doesn't communicate that way, right? So,
but Vader doesn't matter. He's only. I'm talking Skywalker.
But no,
Skywalker. The guy that killed all the babies.
Oh no,
the kids to Luke.
I don't think there's that
Vader
connection.
In between doesn't matter to Grogu.
Okay. No, I don't think there's that connection. I think the connection of Anakin and Luke, not
That's
Vader.
what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying leave Vader out of it. Leave Vader out of it.
Yeah.
He's connecting Anakin to Luke.
Yeah. I keep going back though to Revenge of the Sith. Whenever the big revelation happens between Yoda and Obi-Wan, it's what does Yoda say? Gone, your apprentice is replaced by Darth Vader or something.
Sure, but nobody knows that unless they saw that recording. Everybody in there is like, "Oh shit, Anakin, Master Skywalker,
Skywalker." Right?
That nobody's thinking, "Oh, this guy's Darth Vader."
No.
That was a private ceremony.
Yeah.
But to your point, Chris, about Grogu having that, like I said, this is even though he's not,
even him not knowing, like by memory. What if they explained it? Would they have explained it to him, Ahsoka and Luke?
Yeah. But what does that mean for what does that mean for Grogu? Like for his character and his path? Like because he shut himself off.
This last 27 years, I've been shut off from everything or taken and hidden from people. My whole thing is askew, right? Because of what Anakin did and the horrible things he did that I felt. Because I'm a Jedi and I was in the room while people were dying, so I'm going to remember this. Right?
That's probably why he shut himself off.
Probably, right? Yeah. And then you come to here and like, oh, here's the apprentice of the man that made all these feelings in me go dark. Here's the son of this man that destroyed everything I knew.
That's probably why he's still reluctant too. Like
he had been in the temple for a while. It's not like he was new. He was 20-something years old in that Bassinet.
Right.
He's 50-something in this Bassinet.
I always like until we get more like maybe some more revelations.
It was just to talk about it,
Oh no, it is great because it puts in perspective of Grogu's species in general. Like he's not talking, or he is, and he's communicating in certain ways, right?
Yeah.
He's very like that species, like Yoda and stuff. It's never black and white. It's never straightforward. So he could be seeing all this stuff and feeling it, and his role is something different. Now the way he putting two together, he could be knowing this stuff and taking it in, but he's not doing anything about it. Again, it could be the
He's like-
young age, or it's
Take
what
it in.
what Yoda learns all the time. He, that's why I put Yoda up, up here for a lot of reasons. It's that he, Yoda, the whole galaxy was in turmoil, but it was just one hope. It was Luke Skywalker just to turn Vader back to kill the Emperor. That was but everybody else died in between. You know what I mean? And Yoda was like, that's the way it's supposed to be. So
hit on a swamp planet.
yeah, well,
there's a lot of glossing over what Vader did too, right? I mean, a lot of people are like, "Oh, he's redeemed. Woohoo! Who cares that he slaughtered these children? Who cares that he did all this other horrible shit?" There's a lot
that came out right
in
that came out too, because like when
Bloodline.
people realize, Bloodline, when
Bloodline.
people realize Leia, the Anakin, where Vader was her dad, that they turned against her. So there is a lot
against her and Luke. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it became like, oh crap, these are Skywalkers. They hid that name for a while. So
Hey, Mooch, I have to step away.
Okay, man.
Again, I'm sorry about that.
No,
great show, you guys.
Keep
it going.
Thank you,
Ernie.
We'll see you next week. Yeah, I have to go get the kid.
Oh,
you got it, man. Thanks for
Let him walk.
I'll do the outro, Ernie. I'll do it. I got it.
That's what I'm saying.
I was gonna do it
We only
anyway.
get one outro tonight.
No, yeah, I was gonna do it anyway and then
I'll
kick it
repeat
over to you.
Don't worry,
so-
I'll repeat it. It's good. We're gonna do 3 outros tonight. It's irony.
Invite somebody
Later,
before.
Yeah. Later, man.
We'd say Commander Black could hop on and do a outro for us, but it would all be Star Trek related. So.
There you go, Rhino.
Yeah, no.
Grogu is kind of like R2D2, or he's there, he knows everything, but he really, does he? Besides saving the day, saving the moment, he doesn't really like tell people shit.
Yeah, right. But we know Grogu remembers the temple though, because Ahsoka saw it.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I think it's almost like Grogu's place in all this is
Gonna end up bigger than we realize.
yeah, end up bigger, but the stuff that all this stuff went through it's almost like it's not my destiny to do it. First off, again, maybe the young, being too young in that species to even be effective, or it's that notion of like, it's my destiny is such bigger than this moment, for even Vader moment, right? Or that, who knows? It's something for be great Star Wars content, honestly, to jump 250 or 500 years in the future.
Dude,
That would be great. Like, that's
And
actual
He's
progression.
like almost 6 foot tall,
Yeah.
and then he drinks over time.
Yeah.
Just
Grogu.
didn't
God
know.
damn. We don't know, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, people know because
How-
they know about Yoda. So if there's
Yeah. How tall is Din Grogu? Because that's his name now, right?
Din Grogu.
Yeah. Din is the title. Who knew?
Yeah.
So it's jarring.
yeah, Ernie's gone. We go back back to trash talking.
Trash talking.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly,
screw that guy.
John. Yeah, the novel Bloodline covered out the outing Leia, the daughter of Darth Vader.
That
Yeah,
was
it was a
book,
thing.
too. That's another top 5, probably.
Yeah, and this is why
Oh, you're
hey,
great.
the audio or the novels were very important. They were very exciting to get into when Claudia Gray, she knows
Before they
she knows
got High
exactly.
Republic heavy.
Yeah, before they went, because again we had Master and Apprentice, we had Brother, the Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon book. Yeah,
Tarkin. Those are fun.
Tarkin
New
was
Dawn.
good. Yeah, man. Like
Yeah, they're all good.
let's see.
Aftermath.
It was
sucked,
the
but-
Aftermath. Yeah, the Aftermath books kind of threw us all for a loop, right? Because it was supposed to be the continuation from Return of the Jedi through the Battle of Jakku, following Wedge Antilles. It's like, oh shit, this is gonna be cool. And boy, it was not cool.
They just did some
better
odd
the second
things.
time.
Yeah.
Better the second time through.
Definitely better the second time.
That's where we got Cobb Vanth. That was cool.
Cobb Vanth.
Rob Vanth, right?
Was cool. All the characters were cool. Some of the interludes were the cool parts.
Yeah.
That's where you get like the
Yes.
like but it did set up. It was setting
Lando
up the
giving
Emperor's.
Bennett actual pistol.
Operation Cinder.
Lando.
What do they call it? Something slugger. The slug.
slug
Slug
thrower.
Slinger.
Slug
Slug
thrower,
Slinger.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Bullets.
Yeah, he was giving him a regular gun. Anyway, sorry. But yeah,
That's
Operation Cinder.
but-
That was that whole thing. But it was a lame book.
There was, but yeah,
Or
yeah.
trilogy.
It's just the original Legends books, though, that always felt like the trilogies were done. These books meant something, right? But now that we're in this world where it just keeps rolling on through.
Right.
The books mean less and less because they either keep getting overridden, or retconned, or it's like Cobb Vanth. His story is different, slightly different, but it's different.
Different enough to notice.
Different enough to be like, okay, yeah, sure. But that's why the books have to tread carefully, or they've got to move outside of the saga, right? And tell us other stories.
Probably also why they stopped doing
and maybe that's why
this time frame.
High Republic was their chance to shine in this bubble. Like, hey, you kind of have like where you have to get to, but you have a lot of room to work with, but just
we're gonna play over here. You play over here, and you're safe.
Hey, do you guys remember whenever the High Republic, it was going to conclude with the Acolyte and how great that was going to be? And how
I remember
Acolyte came and went. Acolyte wasn't all that, and the High Republic is still freaking going. The last book is still not out yet. And like, oh my god!
And honestly, it didn't have that much to do with the High Republic besides the worst part of the show.
I've read 1.5 books of the Old Republic.
I've read it all,
and that's it. 1.5 books, and the first one and half of the second one, and a couple comics. The comics really lost me. I was just like, I don't care. I don't care anymore. Starlight Beacon, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, it was not well. I mean,
I know.
We can just do that again.
Well, anyway,
it animated. Okay, here's my other question.
Yeah,
because I'm stuck on Darth Bane. We got to get this. He's got to get out there sooner or later, right?
Yes.
Would you rather live action or animated?
Oh man, look, man, my go-to is live action. I love, but you got to do it right. If you would have asked me 10 years ago, I'd have been like, hands down, live action. Ask me now, oh crap. I still, my first instinct is like, yeah, live action this sucker, man. But but do it in that very respectable way, like Rogue One did it, like Andor's doing it, like Ahsoka's doing it, even Mando. Do it in that way.
If you look at series like Clone Wars and Rebels, but just a darker version of that with his story, I mean, could be something really special. And I mean, you don't have to worry about casting. You don't have to worry
that's another thing too. That's another thing too.
Right?
Yep, 100%, dude. Like
he's adapting things that we know about now. Mind you, he's not been in live action before, or animation before, so they're kind of going fresh. But we know what he looks like on the cover of the books,
based on the cover. Sure.
We already know that the Clone Wars version with Mark Hamill voice him looked nothing like.
Well, they used Plagueis, correct?
They did.
Yeah, they did. So and they do this right. I think I agree, Scott, because the casting is the hard part, right?
Yeah,
and that's the one I've been saying. I don't mind if they change race, anything on that. You could come in strong with Bane, just make him the right character, give him kind of the same facial structure, just bigger.
Yeah.
But if you can do animated, you can make it look just like
I think I will leave it like this. Like my wish is I would love to trust all the powers to be if they took something and adapted it to live action and we had zero issues with casting, looks, and all that stuff, and we're worried more about the story because now it's twofold, right? But we don't live in that world, not in a long time, because like I said, even some of the prequel stuff was like, what the hell the Gungans are? These are stupid. You know what I mean? And but animation, it might have worked a little better, the battle droids sure do work better on animation than they do live action. But
I like them both ways. But yes, you're right, they're better in animation.
And the animation has also progressed so much.
It has.
I mean, you look at Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Underworld, and all that now. Compare that to season 1 of Clone Wars, and it's just like it's night and day. I mean,
but I like
gorgeous.
I like that freedom of animation.
Yeah,
but I also like to think like there's great creators in live action that could trample any animation there is.
Like, you get away with a lot though in animation. I mean,
you do.
Like the jumps and stuff that Anakin and Ahsoka do, and all that in the the animation.
And we don't blink at it.
No, but you pull that off in a live action. It's like, what are you doing?
And we did. And we did with Sabine and Ezra, the whole thing. We're like, come on. But you did that in Clone Wars 3 times as long.
Oh yeah,
Ahsoka.
The Ahsoka and space thing. Yeah.
Season 7 coming down. The best landing ever. That scene was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
Commander
works.
And I thought Commander Bly's here. statement is if the story is strong enough, people are instantly less critical of the visuals. Look, that's what happened to me with the prequels, right? It's slow, the visuals slowly dissipated and bothersome, but the story became my focal point. So now when I watch prequels, I'm very focused on the happening. I'm like, and some of
really,
that
that's
cringy
just
stuff
about
goes
two.
away a little bit, not completely, but it helps a lot more. But the safe way, I think, well, it can be safe. I mean, we see Resistance, but safe way to do anything like Bane trilogy or Revan or Old Republic or stuff like those really meatier Star Wars subjects that are out there could be very well preserved in animation, and you have to try 3 times harder in live action to
I think what you said right there, preserved for longer. For some reason, animation I think would last longer, and it won't date itself. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
and
that's a really good point.
I mean, if you wanted to do everything in the past in animation and just go ahead and keep moving forward with the movies.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to go into the future, utilize live action for the future, utilize animation for the past.
Right.
Make it a thing, right? Make it animation is the history of the Star Wars galaxy. Live action is the future.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
that'd be cool.
Right? The Tales of the Jedi, the Tales of series is that those inner stories that you really don't have the time and place to put them in these live action shows, where now you could take show how Asajj Ventress was, her backstory and how Cad Bane became Cad Bane, and and those things where it's not like like everybody out in the world needs to view those, but they're there, right? And it's just an easier way of doing it. We'll leave it like this. Hellrunner is young at Jedi Adventure still going on? Yes, I think they just wrapped up a season or something like that. It's really good, but it's not. I mean, it's not something that we will put in our lore or talk. But it's cool that it's out there for very young generation of Star Wars fans, because it actually has those life lessons attached to it, and actually it can get dark at times. I mean, I've watched some of it. I've watched more of that than I have Resistance.
It's nice that they can include it in the major canon of everything, because I mentioned this before too. Star Wars had an art page, or a piece of art that came up on the Star Wars page, and it had everybody in there looking basically live action, and they had that little blue guy, I can't remember his name, but from there, in his Jedi garb with his saber up, I'm like, oh, look at that, they've included him in this art as part of like standing next to Leia.
The overall
and it worked,
saga.
That's neat. To do that with the
We're-
kids, even if we don't watch it.
100%.
Safe to say we're not the demographic for it.
No,
but
sure.
it's awesome that it exists for kids.
I think I think we always need that, just like in the toy talk with the 4-inch scale. That is something that's like a play school.
You're
thing,
wrong. Okay.
I wish we had it when the kids were kids.
Those sons of bitches are on clearance. Okay.
Yeah.
Just gonna say.
So are the Black Series and so are Vintage. I mean, it's like all right. So with that, guys, I think we're done. Tales of is a thing, and we hope it's a annual thing, or not just the annual, something that's an ongoing, continuous show. Be fantastic. Lucasfilm, thank you for watching and listening and taking stuff and not saying because it's unsolicited. You could take our ideas and run with it. You're obviously doing it, so
we're allowing
it's
it
cool
right now. It's on.
It's cool, man. Yep. One of these days, you'll get us in animation live action with the pit right there with all the names in the pit. That'd be fantastic. Even if it's Luke Skywalker walking by and we're on a hollow net just talking Star Wars, that's all we ask, right? Yeah, not a big deal. We'll make the drive.
And it's just a moment of us banning Commander Bly from something, right?
Commander Bly can redeem himself. He's used all his get out of jail free cards this week, but I will say that he made an appearance on Blitz Transmissions and Tommy's channel, and it was fantastic to watch father and son go at it with Star Wars and just have those, because again, we have that. Chris has it, with our sons, and it's just cool that we can talk that and relive Star Wars, and our kids get it, they get it, and it's so refreshing to see that happening beyond our inner circle. So I'm gonna do the outro. And then I'll kick it over to you guys to finish it. But
okay.
Stu John hitting us with a $2. All we want is good Star Wars. 100%. Again, that's why Lucasfilm watches the best Star Wars podcast out there, to get good Star Wars. We got good ideas. I believe it. Otherwise,
we're not as good as we think we are, but we're better than most.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So to another 300 episodes. Links are in the description below for all our affiliates, SKN Network, Bliss Transmissions, Tashi Station Emporium. Those are all channels that we love, we support, we like, we subscribe, we get bell notifications to get everything that we're talking about, especially here on Sarlacc Digest. Every Wednesday, we're going to do this again leading up to Celebration. I think that we'll have some more to say, plus some cool shows in between, and the Celebration is going to kick it in. And we're the ball is rolling.
When every other pitch, we start going crazy. Right?
Oh, God.
It's like a lot of content.
Yeah. And every other Monday, our Toy Chest just dropped this Monday, so go back and watch the replay on that. There was some cool reveals on that. You'll get to find out what's happening in Celebration. I think we got one more Toy Chest before Celebration, and then we'll do our recap of what's happening, because there is a Hasbro panel, and we're cool to talk about that too. So, Commander Bly,
we will absolutely love Long and Prosper.
I will say, because it's not a Star Trek quote, love Long and Prosper. Thank you so much, Commander Bly. I marked you on a get out of jail free card again. Just don't abuse it, and then
just don't abuse it.
I don't care if you do. It's so fun. It's fun. But I think that's it. If you guys have anything else,
I do.
Oh yeah, you do.
Have something else. You know what? My God. We've got our May 4th event coming up.
Yes.
Right. That is Sunday, May 4th. We're going to be at Better Days. It is a bar here.
No, I'm watching Tales that day.
Yeah, we are, but then we're going to be at Better. You're going to be at Better Days, harassing everybody that gets terrible scores.
You can't miss that.
No.
I was just contacted today by the owner of the bar. They're going to have live music starting at 5 p.m. It is a local band called the Heidi Boys, who are
2 to 5.
Right. They're a comedy act. They're a comedy music act, and
they're great.
They're fantastic. And then we're going to take the stage at about 7 p.m. to do trivia. Now, it is also a toy drive. So in order to get in, you've got to bring a toy of $10 or more. It is going to go to Chips for Kids, as a local toy drive that give away a lot of toys to kids during the holiday seasons. So right there's the address, 13692 Apple Valley Road in Apple Valley, California. Zip is 92308. Just come hang out with us. Talk to us, man. We're going to do trivia. We're going to hang out with our buddies. Pretty sure that Alexander Storm is going to be there.
Yeah, Chad.
Chet's going to be there. Pretty sure good old Gordon's going to be there, trying his best to beat who's the team that always wins? It's it's like
the Jar Jar Binks fan club is always
there.
They're
fan club,
I forget.
Yeah, there's a long-standing tradition of the same people showing up, and they have the same team names. Now, we couldn't do it last year because the bar was closed, but they're back.
Yes.
So we're gonna get in there, and you got to get there early, because their trivia nights are huge, to the point where they actually have to now bring in extra chairs from outside,
which is
to
great.
Fill all the space. It is awesome. So there's an opportunity for us to make some really, really big donations to a toy drive this year.
Awesome.
Please come by.
Special thank
it's
you.
Our reunion with the Heidi Boys, right? Wasn't that
that's right.
Our very first one. Our very first.
At the brewery. Yeah, back whenever my family had the brewery. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
TD3 Trooper with the $5 super chat. Not my dudes. Thank you so much. We appreciate everything you guys do. The pit's always on fire. You actually, without the pit, I mean, we'd be talking. Yes, we could do this, but it's so much more exciting when we have an interactive pit, when you guys are actually wanting to talk Star Wars, and you give us so much. You give us so much content to keep going, and so we appreciate everything you do. Hell Runner, we are going to try our best. I know, like, the internet in the past has always been iffy because it's a small spot, but they told us we could do a stream, and we'll do something. Something will be there live or whatever. We'll do the best we can.
I recorded it last year, or the last time we did it. I did do a live stream. I followed Chris around. But we didn't. I don't think they had the Wi-Fi up and running very well. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna try it again this year. So
Commander Bly, we are the best. You're welcome. Yes, you are. You are. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Without you, boy.
How do I send a super chat to
Commander? We need to send a super chat to Commander Bly.
I got $4 around here. Hold on.
All right, so more details to follow. If you aren't in the local area, I hope you're doing something for May 4th. And then if you know people in the area, send them our way. make this a big thing. And yeah, so good night, everybody. With that, Scott,
keep it nerdy, everybody. Bye-bye.
This is Grand Admiral Thrawn. You are listening to the Sarlacc Digest. What a fascinating play on words.